I would say start with your problems, talk about your problems. Um, it might be strange to think about this particular project in a problems framework, but it is possible. And I think it helps get you away from things like thinking about UI, thinking about colors and features. These are all things that come after we have scoped down the business case. What are we actually trying to do with this thing as a business? And let's say that, okay, I want to build this thing for myself. Whatever, you're balling, you've got $200,000 to play with, and you just want to build something for yourself, and it's never going to make a dollar. That's fine. Your business case in this strange situation is just, what do you want from it? What pain are you feeling that is driving you to want to spend your money this way to build this particular project? But thinking about it in terms of problems helps you to be very higher level, a little bit more theoretical. So for example, in here it talks about eradicating depression through virtual reality. Um, and look, I don't even know if that's possible, but if it is, like, let's talk about that. Let's talk about these high level problems of this is what we want this thing to accomplish, right? Because the truth be told, we could build out everything that you've specified in here, and it's probably not going to eradicate loneliness and depression. It's probably just not going to happen. But somebody out there will build this for you, and it will not solve your problem. So why not skip that, state at the outset, I'm trying to cure depression through virtual reality. And, after 10 or 20 people turn you down and say, hey, this isn't feasible, we can't do this, then you can start getting, right? You can, like, you're getting to the same answer, but you're saving yourself $10,000 and you're getting there quicker. You're saving yourself a lot of heartache.
I like it. So start with the problems and the vision to get this off the ground. Anything else?
Yeah, I think the biggest indictment that I just keep coming back to with this is it's just too specific. Even if it was possible to cure depression and loneliness through virtual reality, there's a 0% chance that anything that has been outlined in this contract is going to make it into the final revision, right? When you're honest about the problems that you're trying to solve, you're honest about the trade-offs that you're willing to accept. That actually just came to mind. I think that's another good thing to talk about. There's a lot of, there's a lot of different ways to solve different problems, and considering what those trade-offs are and being honest with the developers that you're talking to about what the important trade-offs are can really help them make the correct recommendations to you. For example, there's this classic illustration of the triangle, right? You can have your software fast, you can have it cheap, or you can have it good. You get to pick two of them. So you can have it fast and good. It ain't going to be cheap. You can have it fast and cheap, but it's not going to be good, right? So there's these, you can optimize for two of these points. And, one of the things that you and I optimize for is we don't do fast projects and we don't do cheap projects. We basically double down on good. So if one of the things that you're willing to sacrifice and trade off is good, that's fine. And there are people out there who can help you with those particular trade-offs. But that's going to help us to know, hey, we're probably not the right guys for this project, right? And of course, that's a continuum. It's not like absolute. It's not like you flip $1 and all of a sudden it's cheap versus it was expensive.
Did you mean fast by delivery or fast
Yeah.
by the actual software itself?
Yeah. Sorry, fast by delivery. You can have it delivered sooner, but typically you have to cut corners to go faster, right? That's just the nature. And a lot of times that's a good thing, especially at the outset, especially when you're building an MVP. Make it rough, make it, inconsistent and not beautiful. Just get something out quick is extremely valuable. Yeah, I feel like I'm tangenting a little bit at this point, but I think talking about your problems, talking about your trade-offs, it helps the developers to understand, where does this problem lie on this spectrum of the many, many different ways that we could potentially solve for this problem? Where does it lie on these axes?